Tell me the broad strokes about what Voltage is about. What are you guys trying to accomplish?
Voltage features what we call the killer app, Fuse Cash. And Fuse Cash is a mobile application. You can download this on Android, iPhone. It allows anyone who is a non-crypto native, it's as easy as Coinbase or Robinhood. But once you have your fiat onboarded, you can now swap between any token on the Fuse network. So for those who aren't into crypto or didn't know anything about it and they start hearing and say, I want to get in, you now have a easy access on your mobile device to understand and grasp all the DeFi world.
What's going on, cowboy? In this video, we've got a new crypto project called Voltage Finance, and we need to figure out, is this project worth our time, our money, our energy, or is this a fly by night, leave it alone, take our money, like no go? Look, we have the mind behind, one of the minds behind it. He's the marketing specialist behind Voltage. His name is Zach, and we're going to put him in the hot seat and grilling him up some fresh Zach meat, and we need to figure out, hey, is this something that we could trust you with, or is this something we can't? Because crypto is full of scams. Anyway, if you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm going to journey to my next Bitcoin while helping you to your next Bitcoin. I'm not your financial advisor, just a lizard brain, gorilla arm, diamond handed cowboy exploring the wild west of cryptocurrency with a whole bunch of other cowboys. If you want to roll with us, hit the subscribe button down below, give us a like button. If you're feeling generous, comment down below, you know, the whole song and dance. Look, just so you know, that these AMAs are the best source of information, in my opinion, that we can find. Like YouTubers, they're always shilling, or they're not excited about a project, or they don't develop the project's narrative or passion like a developer would. Like, we need one of the minds behind it and say, hey, what are you thinking here? Can we trust you? There's something in your belly, in your gut, that you could just kind of get. And that's the cowboy instinct that we need, because we can't trust anybody out here. Just trust the system, man. Can't trust the government, can't trust your friend, can't trust your pappy. We need to figure out for ourselves. And so we've got Voltage Finance. Will it seek to help us in our journey to like unlocking wealth for our future generations? And we got Zach in the hot seat. Zach, welcome to the hot seat.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. I love the intro, man. This is amazing.
I'm glad that you're here, man. We're gonna have an amazing interview, but I'm not going easy on you. Gloves are off here. But
All
before we
right.
even get started, I want to know who you are, Zach. What has your journey been coming into crypto, into Voltage?
I actually joined the Fuse team, the Fuse network, that is, a while ago. And we wanted to create something that would be instrumental in growing the ecosystem, the Fuse network. What we did is we plucked a couple developers from the same developers who actually create and architect the Fuse network to help build Voltage, right? So we want to stay away from the centralization of everything, but we also knew that these guys knew in and out how to operate. It's an EVM compatible chain, how to operate, how to develop. They were Solidity developers to put in place what we knew would help us ultimately grow the network. So yeah, I was involved with Fuse Network at first, and then I broke off and I became kind of our head. I'm a marketing specialist for Voltage. A lot of this, the AMAs, a lot of the questions is coming from not only ideas of input that I instill in our team to help develop, but just as much as our collaboration between the team as a whole. Been in the crypto space for about 6 years now.
Oh,
Prior
okay, good
prior to
deal.
that, yeah. Prior to that, it came across. I was young, actually. I was still in college. One of my buddies told me about Bitcoin at first, and I was like, "What is this?" So I started, do the whole Coinbase login, figure it out, and then from there, I was down the rabbit hole. I was just how everyone else learns: get your MetaMask set up, start playing with Ethereum, and then from there, you just fly. So,
Yeah,
but
got
yeah,
it,
that's
got it.
that's my entry.
Let me get this straight. Fuse and Voltage are two separate projects, right?
Correct, 1,000%. I'm
Okay.
glad you asked that question. So the reason when I first came in, the thing that I said, like, hey guys, we have to rebrand, because originally Voltage was actually called Fuse Fi, which was confusing the hell out of everyone. Excuse my
Yeah.
language, but it was Fuse Fi and Fuse. We were like, what is it? Is this the same project? And we're like, no, no, no. We're gonna rebrand for you guys, and we came up with Voltage, but it's two separate things. Voltage is a DeFi hub, your Uniswap per se, for the Fuse ecosystem.
Got it. Okay, so Fuse is something separate. It's a wallet. You can pay in cash and stuff like that. It's an app. But developers on Fuse left Fuse to start their own project, a DeFi hub called Voltage. Now, tell me the broad strokes about what Voltage is about. What are you guys trying to accomplish?
Voltage features what we call the killer app, Fuse Cash, and you touched on that for a second there, right? Fuse Cash is a mobile application. You can download this on Android, iPhone, you name it, right? It allows anyone who is a non-crypto native, it's as easy as Coinbase or Robinhood. You take your debit card, you slap it on there, right? And you upload, I think it's up to 2000 USD right now, that you can upload at one time. And it's using Ramp Network. But once you have your fiat onboarded, you can now swap between any token on the Fuse network. It actually has a native NFT compatibility as well. So you can hold NFTs from the Fuse network on there, and it's connected in direct connection with Voltage Finance. So you have a DeFi hub connected to your mobile wallet. So for those who
Mm.
aren't into crypto or didn't know anything about it, and they start hearing and say, I want to get in, you now have a easy access on your mobile device to understand and grasp all the DeFi world, right?
Okay, so I'm understanding this now. So the Fuse is this app where it onboards people who are not crypto savvy, like myself. I got a lizard brain, okay, like, and I got an 80-year-old grandma who wants to be involved in crypto. I don't know. I can't describe to you how to download a MetaMask, how to take the contract numbers, how to put this in. You got to sign for things, all this nonsense. So
Yep.
you're saying that the voltage, the voltage project is on the Fuse network. Is that a blockchain, or is that, what is that? The Fuse network.
Yeah, so Fuse Network is a L1 blockchain. It's EVM compatible. It's the same thing as a Phantom network. It's the same thing as Avalanche, or Solana. All these networks, right, are separate L1s that form or do the same thing as Ethereum basically does, right? And they
Okay.
all have their own little, yeah.
Your 6 years in the crypto space is giving you a big brain. I got a lizard brain. So let me try to break this down for anyone else who are like me. So it's basically like another Phantom or Avalanche of Fuse Network, where they've got an onboarding app so people can easily start using crypto. You pop your debit card in there, $2,000, and so now what do you want to do with it? If you want to get into DeFi, Voltage, that's the DeFi hub. Is that what you're saying?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
And like the biggest call to action or the sell is when you look at like traditional finance, you look at your bank, right? When you put money in your savings account, they're giving you like pennies on the dollar, 0.06% or something crazy for a whole year. So
Yeah.
that in itself, when we explain that you can take stable coins or dollars and put them on our DeFi protocol and you can make 20% a year, let's just say, right? You're astronomically higher than you would get just leaving your
A
money in a
hundred
savings account.
percent. I think
Yeah.
it's the reversal of how finance is being done in the States and around the world. So I'm excited about that. But there are a lot of cross-chain DeFi protocols, DeFi hubs, right? Like, what
Mhm.
makes Voltage different? Give me the USP, the unique selling proposition. I'm looking at all across. Why don't I just use Uniswap? Why don't I just use PancakeSwap? What makes Voltage different?
Yeah. So a lot of the reason why voltage is different is there's three concepts here, right? We have a DAO, which basically means that everybody is able to have a say and stake within the future of the protocol, right? As we mentioned earlier, the Fuse Cash app allows easy onboarding, so we almost guarantee growth and new entrants or new users of the platform in the future. I think those, that in itself makes us a kind of a hedge or a step above. And then we're on the Fuse network. And the reason why I say we're on the Fuse network and people go, what does that mean to us? Gas fees are cent on the dollar, if that, even as the Fuse token starts to rise, it's still going to be very, very minimal. And I mean, the transactions are extremely fast. So I think when you combine this with some other things that'll be happening in our ecosystem, like gaming, NFT gaming, stuff like that, you'll start to see where the growth will come into place.
Got it. Let's talk about growth. I watched this podcast called the All In Podcast, and they talk about how when we're looking at different blockchains in the future, follow the developers. So I want to ask you, if I have never even heard of the Fuse network, this Fuse blockchain. Tell me
Mhm.
about the growth there, because if I know about the growth there, then I could put more. Okay, that might be a place where I want to be on, like, using Voltage, using the Fuse Cash app. You know what I mean? Like, tell me
Mhm.
about the growth there. How many developers? How many users? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we have a team of about 15 people in total. Now, developers wise, we have four core developers. And Mark, obviously the CEO of Fuse Network, he's a heavy technical lead as well. So he kind of doubles as he started off as a product guy and he became more of a CEO as he built, numerous products, right? But Mark's been in the game for a long time. I'm talking 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? He's been at it, blockchain development for a minute. But in terms of growth of the Fuse ecosystem, and look, you know the saying in crypto is do your own research, right? You guys can pop on Coin Market Cap, CoinGecko, whatever, and follow the price action, and not just the price action because there was nothing built at first on the Fuse network, and you were still seeing early investors and early community members were die hard with Fuse. I mean, we have validators, so our validator growth has been tremendous. The price action has been tremendous on the token, and I try not to focus too much on that because we're more builders, right?
Yeah.
We are building products, so that was the first thing we said is we got FuseFi out, which is Voltage now. That was super essential, right? We got an NFT marketplace because we knew NFT gaming would be coming out. That's called Artrific. So this is our open sea on the Fuse network is
Mhm.
Artrific, basically.
Got it.
We have a bunch of other protocols that are well known in the space. Let's say like a Sushi Swap is on there, Elk Finance, even Frax, which is another, stablecoin protocol that's popped up. So the growth has been tremendous. And when you have a small team and a lot going on every single day, it's really, really difficult to keep the BD side straight, the development and integration side, and the marketing. So it's like I'm running a mile a minute trying to make sure everything's here and there, and they're relaying to me, "Oh, we got this done. You can push this out to the community now." So it's a lot. It's been a lot going on. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are really join the Telegram, join the Discord. We just spun up a Discord for Voltage. We have Telegram, we have Twitter page. Look on all of our stuff to see all the different people we've partnered with. Ola Finance, which is a lending and borrowing protocol similar to Compound, right? There's so many things that has been going on behind the scenes, and we don't necessarily publish all of that because we more so want to focus on how can the end user use our services.
Yeah, so I like that. So let me just break this down for someone who didn't maybe catch all that. Yeah, I asked you what are the differentiating factors for it, and you said there's a DAO where people can all it's a voting. It's like a trustless. Everyone votes. Everyone kind of can decide. Then for this is for Voltage, and then there's the onboarding with Fuse Cash, right? With that app.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
it's an easy onboarding and it's a direct link to the DeFi hub. And then there's the Fuse network as a whole, where we're looking at a lot of growth, a lot of development, but it's early on. So, I really like these things that are early on. And here's why, especially for L1 networks and blockchains and stuff. I believe that the future of crypto and the future of finance is a multi-chain future. Like there's gonna be the big monsters on there like Ethereum and Cardano, but to take the lion's share of a market in a small niche like
Mhm.
Fuse, like Telos, like Phantom, like these are ones where I want to get in on early. People already early on Ethereum. People already early on Polygon. I'm not there.
Mhm.
I wasn't there. I started a year ago. So if you're a cowboy out here and you're like trying to get in early in great projects, take a look at Fuse Network. Take a look at these projects here because I think that the future is multi-chain. I want to ask
Mhm.
you, what do you think the future is like for Fuse? Like, what are some of the big catalysts and more specifically voltage? Like, give me like the big price action catalyst that I could be excited about when joining. If I decide to join today.
Yeah, so I definitely think in this month a lot is being rolled out for Voltage. We're obviously we'll be doing our token launch. Our token we call this a TGE or token generation event. That'll be happening later this month. We'll announce a date here soon. We got stuff. We really want to reward our ecosystem, right? So we'll be doing not to spill too much secrets or too many spill the beans too much, but we'll be doing something to reward those who are early on the Fuse network who are looking to get into voltage as well.
What does that mean?
The yeah, I guess like I said, not to spill too much, but there'll be an ecosystem round in terms of investment, right? And we'll roll out a Medium article here soon explaining all the details behind that. But essentially, you'll be able to swap your Fuse for Volt tokens, right?
Okay.
And yeah, and that's something that's to bootstrap that hasn't been done really. We haven't seen done anywhere else. So if you're just holding the native token for Fuse, right, you can swap for voltage in a discounted round before we kind of put it on our decks, right? So
Wow. So
yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm able
yeah.
to get it at a discount if I'm holding Fuse. So that means that if voltage is coming out, I should be stockpiling some Fuse.
I'm not, hey, not financial advice, but just saying, I would definitely be on board with probably looking into getting you some fuse for sure.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, so if you're looking at voltage coming up, this is something that has not been released, and I kind of squeezing it out of him, but maybe there's more to be announced in case he gets in trouble. But guys, I mean, there's an early opportunity here, and you know, Cowboys always ride at the break of dawn. So what else is there? Is that all of it? Is that everything we talked about? What else are you excited about? Like a fire in your belly about voltage, about fuse, about this whole thing?
Yeah, yeah. So I guess we'll start on voltage, right? We're rolling out a stablecoin swap. So the reason why this is important, a stablecoin swap will be instrumented and implemented in our protocol because most people don't necessarily want the risk of a volatile asset, right? Especially newer users in the crypto space. So when we offer you a stablecoin pool, you can put your stable coins, your dollars, whatever, in and allow other people to swap between this. So I'm talking like Binance US dollar, USDC, and now we actually have implemented Fuse USD. We made our own stable coin on the
Stablecoin.
Fuse
Mm.
network. And those three you can put in a pool and you'll earn a yield. And this yield will obviously be way higher than if you kept your money in a bank. So it's like if you want to really have an appetite for risk, you can play with, actual tokens like Volt and the Fuse network, whatever it may be, right? And if you just say like, you know what, I just want a comfortable yield that's higher than what I'm getting now, you can go into a stable coin pool. So stable swap is really big for a lot of protocols coming up. We'll be implementing that very, very soon. The DAO situation, right? The reason why the DAO is so important is because we will the people who are staking, our users who are staking of the Volt token, get a revenue share. You get a portion of the revenue that the whole voltage platform creates or generates, right? So you have stake in this, and you also want to vote in your interest, your best interest, to make sure you continue getting these revenues. So by us handing it over to the community, it is not like hands off, we're just letting it roll, because everybody who's invested in Volt has to make sure their investment pays off. So they're going to vote in a strategic way, and they're going to propose things that they think will make our voltage better as a whole. So
Mhm.
what's really like, to me, the DAO concept, it's been spreading across DeFi, spreading across crypto as a whole. I 1,000% agree with the ethos behind it. And I think it's almost necessary at this point. Stablecoin swap coming up. And of course, we're going to have some exchanges listing us, and we're not going to say which ones yet, but that'll definitely be in the future here too.
Are those exchanges central exchanges then?
Yes, so we will have a couple of central exchanges listing us down later down the road. So that'll be something to look out for as well.
How far down the road here?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that a little bit later when we roll
Just
out.
a
We got
general, like a month, 2 months, 3 months. I'm not looking for a date. Just like,
let's say, yeah, next couple months. All right,
okay,
we'll
okay,
go with
good
that.
deal. Good deal. Because I want to know, like, okay, so as an investor in projects early, like, I want to know, okay, when's the best time to get in? How long do I foresee this buy or hold? Look, I'm not the subscriber to the whole let's diamond hand until I die thing. I'm a cowboy. Like, I'm diamond
Mhm,
hands until I feel like this is a good price. Then I'm going to take profits. This is just my
mhm.
honest opinion. But if
Yeah.
you have stable coins, a stable coin swap, which is fascinating to me because I need stability right now. Like,
Mhm,
this market is crazy. I don't know what the Fed's going to do. And the Fed, why I care about the Fed and the stock market is because I feel like crypto is a mirror of the stock market. So a
mhm,
stablecoin swap is very attractive to me. I want to be able to stake my stable coins, earn yield back, and just chill until I see a proper opportunity to buy. So I think
mhm,
that's really interesting. Um, I'm American, so I love the DAO aspect. You know, you get the Republic type of DAO aspect there, and it's just the wisdom of the masses. And I'm looking
mhm.
forward to these exchanges. I'm wondering which ones they're going to be. I'll probably guess like Binance. I'll probably guess Hotbit. I'll probably guess some of those ones, which I'm looking forward to. I know you can't reveal those quite early here though. So is that it? Like, have we covered the whole gamut of things here?
I think in terms of voltage, right? You also have a lot of projects are porting over on the Fuse side. We always speak in tangent because, like, for example, voltage, we partnered up with Beefy Finance, and for those of you who don't know what Beefy Finance, they're a yield optimizer where basically they sell your rewards, or they take your rewards and restake them over top. to compound your yield, right?
Hmm.
So we may offer 50% or 100% on voltage, and they might be offering 300% or 400% on beefy finance. So they partnered up with us and they put liquidity in our pools as well. So it's kind of like a
Ah,
tangent.
okay. Yeah.
And they're cross chain, multi chain protocol as well. Yeah.
Got it.
So we're looking to bridge over. Yeah.
Got it. I'm looking at the whole project as a whole, and if you know, we talk pretty fast here, so if you kind of miss some things, check the timestamps down below. But to me, there are two of the most attractive things about voltage, about this whole fuse network, and maybe you could speak to one of them. The first thing is like it's super early. Love getting into things early. Love, I mean, like it's just even if I get in with a couple $100, which a lot of you know, I mean, a lot of the Cowboys, that's all we have to put in, that could turn into something crazy different a year from now. Just, I mean, some of us have been in a year like when Safe Moon started. Imagine what we got if we got into the right projects then. So
Mhm.
I love the early aspect. But two, maybe you could speak to this, Zach, is the onboarding. How easy it is. I just went on my app store, downloaded this Fuse thing, and then like it's so easy. Could you talk to me about the importance of onboarding and making it simple and frictionless for someone who is not crypto native?
Yeah, yeah. Our whole tagline is we're creating frictionless DeFi, for the masses or for everyone, right? And I took things from Robinhood, Venmo, the traditional finance, mobile finance, that's PayPal, that's kind of taking over now, right? And I said, well, how can we make this onboarding experience as easy as possible? So like prior to this, I've had some experience with user UX, user experience, stuff like that, and I decided to kind of like take some of my skill set and dump it into what we're trying to do, right? Um, the onboarding experience, like I said, is as simple as taking your debit card, putting in your information, you're approved, you're good to go. And you now have access to everything that you would need. And we also, when you usually see this, when you see like a Robinhood, right? The first thing you say is, no, I want my crypto to be in my wallet. I want to be able to move it off because you can't send anything off on Robinhood, right? You're just
Yep.
stuck.
Yep.
They're custodying your tokens.
It's the
Well,
worst.
on exactly on Fuse Cash, that's not the case. You actually have a self custody wallet, and we were paying people to actually back up their wallet at the beginning. We've come off of that promotion. We might institute it again here soon. No promises, but just to let everyone know, yes, we do. You are allowed to back up your keys and take your wallet off, and have it for yourself to be able to reestablish your wallet on another on the Fuse EVM compatible network as well.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. So okay, so yeah, I think that's the next key, right? We need to get my like 95-year-old grandma to like be able to use crypto. I want to be able to send her money, and she's in
Mhm.
the Philippines. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to be able to do. So
Mhm.
um, the goal here is, in my opinion, for all crypto and especially yours, to bring crypto to the next billion people. Okay,
Mhm.
Fuse is not there. It has the potential to be big. It's not there yet. So
Mhm.
what is it going to take for Fuse, for Voltage, for the whole network? What does Voltage have to be? What does Fuse have to be to then bring it into the next billion? What do you guys have to do to get there?
I personally, from the marketing angle, I believe it's all to do with exposure. As soon
Mm,
as you have tested in experience what Fuse Cash does and how it operates, and you say, "Wow, I've been using Coinbase and Binance to buy my tokens, or to buy my USDC and then bridge or KuCoin to bridge it over," right? It's
mhm.
like I could have been doing Fuse with zero fees. I get all my money that I put in right there in my wallet, and then I can move to whatever network I want. So that's like one of the key things is exposing people to the fact you don't have to use Binance, you don't have to use Coinbase. We have an instrument that is just as good, just as viable with everything that you need. You got to have Coinbase, Coinbase wallet, and you got to
Yeah,
do all
yeah,
this
yeah.
wallet connecting and all. No, man, that's too much headache.
It's
Everything you need
confusing.
right there in one place.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and this is, and I'll write articles explaining exactly how to go through these things and how easy it is. But I really do think when we get when we hit mainstream adoption or our next billion target, right? It's gonna be through exposure. That exposure will come from things like this, getting out here, and explaining exactly what we're making, what we're doing, AMAs, interviews, celebrities, artists, whoever like we start to partner with and we start to sponsor, I think will take us to the next level.
Awesome. Guys, if you're watching this video so far and you like what you've heard, check the links in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching so far. And so, look, I got one last question for Zach here. Zach, if there's a cowboy out there who is still on the fence about voltage, who's still on the fence about fuse, like what me personally, I want all the chains. I want to be 2 chain, 3 chain, 4 chain. That I want to be that guy, right? But if there's a cowboy on the fence here, what is something you could tell them to maybe ease their anxiety and say, hey, you just try out Fuse?
Yeah, 100%. Right. So check this out. If you go look at Phantom Network, right, and their token where they started at, if you go look at Avalanche and their token where they started at, and you look at the year return or the 2 year return, and you see we're in brand new chain with Fuse coming out, and then you see Voltage, which is the necessary component to grow the whole ecosystem, just now releasing, it's almost inevitable that you should. If I could have bought Spooky Swap, which is Phantom's voltage, right? I would
Yep.
have bought it. If I could have bought Trader Joe when it came out, I would have bought it.
Mhm.
I didn't know. I wasn't
Mhm.
aware how powerful this was going to be in bootstrapping their ecosystem. It is super, super important. You get in early and understand what it is that you're investing in. I'm telling you right now that we are the cosign for the Fuse network, basically.
Got it. It's one of the pillar projects for the Fuse networks, and you have the ability to get in early, just like it was on Phantom for Spooky. Look, if you're interested in this project in Voltage, check the links down in the description down below. Zach, thank you so much for being the hot seat with me. I threw a lot of questions out there for you, and I think you hit them back like a champ. Guys, lizard brains, don't get into projects that are sucking. Get in a good, solid project with good teams. Gorilla Arms, Diamond Hands, Cowboys, always ride together, and we will see you in the next video.